Unfortunately, I will have to apologize to those whom get annoyed with my use of AI on my YouTube channel. The voices that I used in the past for my guides and everything, I will be using that voice again today. For the intro, for the outro, I'm pretty sure it's going to be my voice, but for the meat of the project, it will be an AI voice. I do work 60 hours a week, and throughout that 60 hours, I am constantly communicating and talking. So on my days off, my voice gets a little bit strained. So I do try to give it a rest as much as possible. So today I will be using the AI voice just to be able to articulate my ideas fairly well and get my point across and make it speedy. Not only that, but I also get off track a lot. So using the AI voice will make sure I stay on track. I just type out what I wanted to say and it says it. But definitely let me know what you think about the new game and enjoy the video.
Let's talk about the announcement for Defenders of Etheria, DOE. This was supposed to be a big moment. Instead, it felt like a slap in the face. The reveal described DOE as a cooperative, roguelite, bullet heaven tower defense experience. A mouthful that raised eyebrows instantly. What even is that? That's not what Dungeon Defenders is. It's not what the community rallied around for the past decade. It's not what we've been asking for. The reaction on Discord was immediate. Within minutes of the post going live, it was flooded with negative responses. Over 125 angry emoji reacts on the official announcement alone. This wasn't a handful of people grumbling. This was the community loudly rejecting the direction Chromatic was going. And to really drive the point home, I ran a poll right there in the Discord server. The results? 49 people voted for a Dungeon Defenders 2 remaster in Unreal Engine 5. Only 7 voted for a brand new game. 7. That's a community screaming for stability, for improvement, and being ignored. This isn't the first time this has happened, and it probably won't be the last unless something changes. Let's go back and look at the recent history. Dungeon Defenders Awakened. This was the return to form. A crowd-funded revival that pulled in nearly $500,000 from fans on Kickstarter. People were hyped. A modern Dungeon Defenders on Unreal Engine 4? It sounded like everything we wanted. Then the delays started. Then the broken builds. Then the features that were promised just disappeared. Players reported rampant bugs, poor balance, and stripped-down content. As of this video, some Kickstarter backers still haven't received their digital rewards or physical items. One reviewer summed it up like this. This is 1% as fun as DD1. It lacks soul, it's a grindy mess, and the bugs are constant. That's not just failure, that's erosion of trust. Dungeon Defenders going rogue. Then came DDGR, a surprise roguelike that dropped with little fanfare, clearly thrown together using leftover DDA assets. The gameplay was clunky. The UI was awful. The game loop was half-baked. Steam reviews called it a tech demo or a mobile ad game. And the worst part? It was dead on arrival. Within months, updates slowed to a crawl. Then silence. Another failed project swept under the rug. Dungeon Defenders Eternity. And how could we forget DDE? Released with always online DRM, microtransactions, and a frustrating interface. It stripped away everything players loved about the original DD1, replacing it with grind and monetization. Some former devs even admitted later it was released just to fund DD2, a stopgap revenue generator, a cash grab in disguise. And now we're here again. A new game, a new pitch, a new exclusive Kickstarter pet. Same studio, same leadership, same cycle. Let's be absolutely clear. The devs working at Chromatic are not the enemy. Many of them care deeply. They're trying. but they're working under broken leadership. This isn't some faceless company making bad calls from behind closed doors. It's two people, Augi and Jeremy. You are the ones making these decisions. You chose to leave Dungeon Defenders 2 in the dust. You greenlit another Kickstarter project when the last one is still unfinished. You are ignoring the community that built your entire platform. This isn't a tragedy, it's mismanagement, over and over. Jeremy Drake Stieglitz. Before Chromatic Games, Jeremy and his wife, Susan Browning Stieglitz, were co-founders, and Jeremy was the lead developer at Studio Wildcard, the company behind Ark, Survival, Evolved. And that didn't end well. Jeremy became the center of a major industry controversy. He was sued by his former employer, Trendy Entertainment, for violating a non-compete clause, accused of secretly working on Ark while still under contract elsewhere. The lawsuit exposed a lot about the chaotic inner workings of Studio Wildcard and Jeremy's role in it. More than that, his leadership style at Wildcard drew criticism, rushed updates, lack of communication, and a tendency to overhype content that wasn't ready for release. Sound familiar? When he came to Chromatic, then Trendy Entertainment, the pattern didn't stop. Awakened, going rogue, now DOE. It's all the same playbook. Pitch big, deliver late, and move on before the dust settles. Augi liar. Then there's Augi, publicly facing, always pitching something shiny, but never finishing what he starts. He's presided over the chaos at Chromatic for years now, games launching half-baked, the community being misled or ignored, internal issues going unaddressed. There are allegations of workplace harassment, talented devs leaving, a studio crumbling from the inside while the leadership focuses on their next big idea. Together, Jeremy and Augi have burned through player trust like it's infinite. They say DOE is being developed by a separate team, but leadership still sits at the top. It doesn't matter how many teams you split up if all of them are led by the same people, making the same mistakes.
Hi, I'm back. Let me actually explain this to you a little bit before AI Gareth goes ahead and explains a little bit of it. Give you a little bit of background. AI Gareth is about to talk about this conversation I had with Augi in the public DD2 Discord. You're able to go in there and search my name and then just type in AI and it will come up this message here, AI is advancing, or you could just type in that whole thing and you will be able to see the start of the messages. Now, DevJuice is Augi. He said at 3/21/2025, 6:50 a.m. Sure, I'm happy to help. He's replying to Ace about the shops or whatever. He's completely clueless as to what's going on in the game. But I said AI is advancing. And he says, good morning, Arambe. Yes, I'm a robot. Just kidding. Yada, yada. He first interacted with me. I did not interact with him first. But I guess he thought I was calling him an AI. And it kind of does look like I'm calling him an AI. Especially because of the response I gave him. But once again, I was just kind of scroll through this and let you read. You could pause the video and just, read through it a little bit at a time if you would like. But eventually I just ended the conversation with, considering this isn't going much further, enjoy 07. And then he just thumbs upped it. And that was it, the end of that. But I did a little trolling at the end as well. But anyway, so he thought I was calling him AI, and this is proof that I wasn't calling him AI. It had nothing to do with him. I was just yapping. I'm about to show you. So the night before, now this was, remember the date, 3/21. The night before, let me bring up Hayami. I was talking to Hayami on 3/20, and we're just going to expose all the DMs, of course. But we're talking about like this clip that happened to my friend Toasty's stream, and she thought someone made an AI improv over yada yada, and I said it was weird. I'm like, do people actually do that? Yada yada. Now this was at almost 11 p.m. my time the night before, so I went to bed, and then so You can see I went to bed at 11 o'clock, and then I woke up at 7, and I replied to Hayami at 8. But anyway, so I woke up at 7 o'clock, and that's when I said AI is advancing, because I was referring to a DM that I had with Hayami. And of course, I always yap away in the wrong channels. I understand I'm supposed to be in Tavern General if I want to talk about AI, but you know, I always break the rules. So back to Gareth.
I want to share something personal. A recent conversation I had directly with Augi, CEO of Chromatic Games, known as DevJuice, in the official DD2 Discord. I approached him respectfully. I asked tough but fair questions. Why launch another game when the last few haven't worked? Why ignore the DD2 community's request for a remaster? Why market this like a mobile game? His answers? They were vague. They were safe. They were PR. I've made every mistake in the book. Life is a journey. I find myself in the ditch too often. My team wanted something new. I gave them that freedom. I wasn't looking for a motivational poster. I was looking for a reason to believe this time would be different. Let's talk about accountability. I've made every mistake in the book. I fail sometimes, but I'm trying to be better. We didn't message the game right. No, Augi. You didn't message the game wrong. You led it wrong. You managed it wrong. You marketed it wrong. You ignored feedback, pushed your own agenda, and now the backlash is your reality. And when I asked why it's more efficient to make a whole new game than to fix DD2, he didn't have a real answer, just deflection. At one point, he admitted they didn't message DOE correctly, and it gave the impression DD1 and DD2 were being abandoned. That's not a messaging failure, that's a leadership failure. I wasn't trying to be hostile, I just wanted honesty. What I got was deflection, damage control, and a reminder that this franchise is being led by someone who sees criticism as inconvenience, not improvement. If that conversation taught me anything, it's that Augi isn't ready to lead a studio, especially not one that still has a community trying to believe in it. So let's wrap this up. Chromatic Games has built a legacy, but not the kind anyone should be proud of. They've launched half-baked games and moved on before fixing them. They've misled backers, ignored feedback, and left passionate communities out in the cold. They've sold dreams, but delivered delays, bugs, and silence. And now they're doing it again with Defenders of Etheria, a game nobody asked for, built on a foundation of hype and broken promises. The community isn't being toxic. We're being honest. We're tired of the same cycle. Tired of watching devs burn out while leadership shifts blame. Tired of hearing, "We'll do better," from the same voices who've already failed us time and time again. This isn't about hate. It's about accountability. And if this studio wants to regain trust, it starts with fixing what's already broken, not building something new and calling it growth. I'll keep supporting the good devs. I'll keep standing with this community. But I won't stay quiet while history repeats. If you feel the same, speak up. Don't let this slide. Defenders of Etheria isn't the next chapter. It's the same mistake in a new cover. And we're done reading it.